I'm going to now bring on my cousin. Claude is 9 years my senior. Okay, when we were growing up, parang siya yung cousin na pinag-aagawan talaga. Hanggang ngayon naman. Pero pag matutulog na kami, parang kailangan one on each side, ganyan. And she grew up part of our household kasi basically she lived with us, no? So she's like really not just a cousin, she's my older sister. And it's been amazing kasi she and I have had the chance to work together, whether in person or virtually. Yun nga sabi niya kanina, the world is really a smaller place because of this pandemic, no? Thank you for Zoom. Thank you for platforms like Google Meet. Now we are able to empower women, encourage each other together. And I'm so happy that she agreed to talk on self-care because it is so important. I mean, I never used to believe in the line na alagaan mo yung sarili mo. Ano yun, di ba? Pero ano pala, legit palang instructions yun. So Claude, go ahead. You have the floor. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sunshine. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for inviting me again, Shine, sa TCM and sa event ng Embrace 2021. Thank you also, Noel. Grabe, I learned a lot. And yes, bitin yung oras. Siguro, personally chat ko na lang si Noel. Marami akong mga tanong na excite ako sa vision board. All right. Now, as you all know, my topic is self-care. And I know that this is not the first time na narinig nyo ito. In fact, alam ko na a lot of you are doing this already kasi this is really important. But back then, nung hindi pa ako personally familiar sa term na self-care, tinatawag ko itong something that, there are things that I enjoy doing. And after doing those things, I would feel good. I would feel refreshed, energized. Tapos parang may lakas ulit ako to do the things I have to do. No, yung trabaho ko, yung mga roles ko. I will mention something na gustong-gusto ko siyang gawin, and I really feel good and recharged pagkatapos ko siyang gawin. And then I'll ask you also. Siguro hihingi din ako ng mga probably 3 or 4 to mention theirs, okay? Before the pandemic, kasi hindi ko siya gaanong magawa ngayon. Before the pandemic, ang isang gustong-gusto kong gawin na I forget about time pag ginagawa ko to is staying in a bookstore. Okay? Because I'm a bookworm. No? Talagang nawawala ako sa concept of time pag nasa either National Bookstore ako or fully booked. Nagbabasa lang ako na nagbabasa, nakalimutan ko na lumipas na yung lunchtime. Wala na akong concept of time, and I really feel better pagkatapos nun. Okay? Kasi I'm sure like si Shine makarelate din dyan at ang mga bookworms dito kasi ang sarap ng feeling, same feeling I get pag nasa library ako sa school, no? I forget na shucks, may klase na pala. Okay, I forget basta nalulunod ako sa books. Okay. Yeah, sa happy place, sabi ni Melanie. All right. How about the others? Pwedeng unmute or pwedeng i-chat ninyo. What is the thing that when you do it, parang after doing it, woo, feeling mo cooking, no? Si Catherine cooking. Ayan. Alam mo, Catherine, may confession ako. Hindi kasi ako kitchen person. No? Shine knows about that. Playing games. Ayan, sabi ni Erin. Shower. Tama, Noel, no? Naku, ang dami. Ayan, art journaling, si Mitch. Ayun, ang dami na, Shine, no? So, hindi ko mabasa. Ang dami. Book sale, yay! Workout gym, sabi ni Ron. Okay, faith journaling. Tambay sa book sale. Reading, ayan, pareho kami ni Bebe. Coloring also, yes, Melanie. Melanie, I do that also, pero eto lang yung something different, Melanie. I'm not into adult coloring books. Ako to mas gusto ko yung preschool coloring book kasi first, I'm an early childhood educator and gusto ko yung malalaking strokes, no? So, hindi pwede sa akin yung small na spaces. Ayun, so, ang dami-dami. Alright. You know what? Kape at nilay-nilay and yoga. Perfect. Ang galing, Des. I'm a coffee person also. Card making. Ayan, si Bebe. Alright, so ang dami. I'm sure hanggang mamaya tong chat na to, hindi ko in-expect. Humingi ako ng 4 or more, pero ang dami. Did you know that what you just wrote, yung mga jot down nyo dyan, they are forms of self-care. That's why, na hindi ko na-mention kay Shine that today, I will not be using mga PowerPoint. Kasi kagaya ng sinabi ni Noel, gusto ko lang to na parang free-flowing and alam mo yun, Shine, chika-chika conversational type siya. Sabi ni Val, finding ebooks and coffee. Hindi talaga nawawala yung kape. You know, hindi ko pwedeng gawing structured ito. Kasi iba-iba tayo ng self-care. Of course, madami. Just go to Pinterest, go to Google. Ang daming nakalagay na forms of self-care, pero hindi lahat yon. Not all things written there are applicable to us. Iba-iba. Diba? Like, kagaya yung sinabi kanina ni Noel, a nice long shower. You know what? I read and I discovered, iba ang shower sa ligo. Okay, sa Pinoy, no? Tabo. Kasi ako, tabo. It's different pala, Noel, yung shower. Kasi tatayo ka lang doon and huwag kang gagalaw, no? You just feel yung water flowing. Pag tabo, di ba, yuyuko ka. No? So, iba pala, when we think of sensorial self-care, the senses, mas applicable yung shower. Okay? Pero syempre ako kasi tabo-tabo pa din. Alright. So, madami kayong nilagay na forms of self-care. Now, I don't know if you can relate with this feeling. No? Na-feel nyo na ba to? Na pag ginawa nyo yan, yung like ako, babad sa bookstore, nawalan na ako ng concept of time. Pagtingin ko, shucks, uuwi na pala ako. Okay? Kasi kids are waiting for me, although matatanda na sila ngayon, parang ito in general. O kaya yung mga wait, meron pa pala akong isang bagong ginagawa ngayon. Hindi ko to na-discover dati at ayaw na ayaw ko to Shine dati. Pero, nung nagsimula yung pandemic, at nakikita ko Shine yung mga post nyo, kayo ni na Ella, ni na Teacher Chu, sabi ko, ano bang meron dito sa Chloe na to? At ako parang naiinis na ako na, they've been talking about Chloe, ano ito, and so sinubukan ko, silip lang muna. And then hindi ko na mapakawalan. And then, nag-round 3 ako. I watched it 3 times. The whole thing,
3 times?
Yeah, sorry medyo exag. Pero meron na palang pag-aaral, Shine, sa Diliman did this. I forgot kung anong, ayan, natatawa si Ella. Nakalimutan ko, Shine, kung anong kolehiyo, probably sa CSSP, psychology siguro. Pinag-aralan nila, and yes, may effect siya, Shine, lalo na tumiming sa pandemic. Yung kanilang airing. Nagkaroon ng epekto ito sa Filipino, psychology. Parang naging natin ito, naging therapy natin, nag-anchor tayo dito nung time na takot tayo and we couldn't go out. And syempre nakarelate tayo doon. Alam niyo naman, tayo mga Pinoy hopeless romantic. Alright, so nagkaroon ako ng guilt feelings kasi hindi ko mapakawalan, no? Nakalimutan ko, 3:30 na pala, 4 a.m. na pala. But after that, parang sarap ng feeling. May bago ako ngayon, Shine. Somebody suggested Reply 1988. Oh my goodness. Yung emotions ko varied, Merong tawang-tawa ako. Sorry for the term, na parang nawiwiwi ako sa sobrang tawa ko. Tapos, merong parang maubos na yung tissue kasi ibang klase siya yung drama nila, as in makaka-relate ka. Hindi yung mga the usual Filipino storyline na may kabit, may ganito, may ganyan. Totoo no? Hindi ko nga alam, I want to ask kung true story ito. Hindi ako maka-move on after watching all the episodes. Inulit ko na naman siya, so naka-round 2 ako. And after that, Shine, nagigilty ako After anong oras na, imagine, tinuturo ko na dapat matulog ng maaga. Ma-realize ko, 4:30 na. Basta sabihin ko, last na to. Pagkatapos ng episode na to, last na talaga to. Hindi. Kasi pag-end, anong nangyari? So, wala na. na I lost count kung pang ilang episode na. 4:30 na pala. Sobra yung guilt, Shine. Okay? Hindi lang naman yun eh. Pag nagbabad ako sa bookstore, nagigilty ako. Anong oras na pala? Magsi 6 p.m. na. Or, when for example, Shine, pagka kumakain ako ng blueberry cheesecake with coffee, ninanamnam ko yun. And a lot of my friends know this, no? Kahit parang corny dahil matanda na ako. I close my eyes. Kasi ang advice ko sa kanila, masisavor nyo yung sarap when you close your eyes. Probably it's the early childhood educator in me. Alam ko ang babaw. Pero hindi mo masavor yung something. Hindi mo pinikit yung mata mo. Anyway, I would like to ask you, no, yung mga naglagay ng lahat, nilagay nyo kanina yung ginagawa nyo na ine-enjoy nyo. Cooking, baking, reading, etc. Pareho din nyo ba ako? May tinge of guilt ba after doing it? At lalo na kung nakalimutan nyo yung time, yung oras. Yes, sabi ni Catherine, yes. Sino pa kaya ang kagaya ko na, okay, Rochelle, Ella also, Melanie. Alright. Si Noel, oo din. And also Rose, no? Shine, ikaw din ba? May tinge of guilt? Lalo na pag may plan, sabi ni Erin. Okay, you see?
I just share, mabilis lang Like today, we went to go, actually trabaho yung ginawa ko today. Nag-pick up ako ng stock from Catherine. She's about 1 hour away. Pero parang, pabalik ako, sabi ko, shucks, 4 o'clock na, ganyan. Yung talagang natetension ako kasi feeling ko, oh my golly, ang tagal ko nang nawala. 3 hours lang naman ako nawala. Pero parang sabi ni John, ba't ka nape-pressure? Saan ka nape-pressure? Sabi ko, hindi kasi baka hinintay niyo ako. Sabi niya, wala naman tayong pupuntahan. Sarado lahat. Pero parang I think it has become second nature, especially to mothers or to women, to always be guilty for something. Right? Okay. So, hindi lang pala ako
Totoo yun. Thank you, Shine. Nabanggit ni Shine yun lang, actually, yun yung next point ko, Shine. Especially with, there's a certain thing with mothers. Kasi ang dami nating responsibilidad. Ang dami nating role, no? So for some, no, magluluto ka pa. And sa akin kasi, Shine, ang feeling ko talaga, ako yung anchor ng mga kids, no? They're grown-ups already. Hindi sila, in terms of ACADS, hindi sila nagpapatulong sa akin. Totoo yan, believe me, hindi ko problema yon. Yung, actually, ayaw nila. Pag nagtanong ako, are you okay? You need help? Siyempre, pag sa math, wala na kaagad yan. Yung mga subject nila ngayon, mga chem, mga physics, sorry, oh my goodness, sorry. Iniiyakan ko yan dati. Pero sa mga ibang bagay, pag nagtanong lang ako na, how was school today? Lalo na ngayon, alam nyo, struggle talaga, no? It's different really, no? The online learning. Ayaw nila, no? Yung bunso ko, ayaw magpatulong. But, the fact na nandyan lang si mama, ako yon, psychologically okay sila eh. Alam mo yun, Shine, yung feeling na gano'n na may tatanong sila kay mama, hindi ACADS related. No, parang nandyan lang ako. And imagine, wala ako. So, yung guilt feelings, grabe. This is so true of mommies, of Filipino mommies especially. I don't want to be biased. See? Pero yun yung mali natin eh. Okay? Halos lahat kayo nagsabi ng yes. And yung tanong, no, na what is the significance of self-care? Hindi ko to dati alam. Parang kagaya ninyo, ang feeling ko dati sobrang laki ng guilt. Alam mo yung magising lang ako, Shine, ng late kasi ine-enjoy ko. Kahit online, kahit work from home. I wake up early eh. Bakit? Maliit lang yung house namin, 2 lang yung kwarto. Itong 2 kwartong to, converted into classrooms. Yung kabila, yung bedroom where we all, yung alam niyo yung Pinoy style, yung sleeping in, yun ang classroom ng bunso ko. Kung nasaan ako ngayon, office ito ng panganay ko. So, ako displaced ako, sa baba ako. Sa kainan ako nag-online classes. No? I'm a teacher. Sabay kaming nag-online. But the point there is, sinisavor ko, guys, sinisavor ko yung mga araw na, holiday ngayon. Pwedeng kahit 8:00 bumangon. O kaya yung walang pasok, pwedeng yung siesta ko, hindi na siesta. Pagtingin ko mag-5 na pala, minsan na lang yon. And yung minsan na yon na magagawa ko, paggising ko, naaano pa ako siya, naaalimpungatan na, that guilty feeling talaga na, anong oras na parang, ang unang papasok sa isip ko, ano yung dapat kong gawin na hindi ko nagawa dahil natulog ako? See? Wrong. Wrong. Why is this important? Do we have people that we love? Do we have to give care to those people that we love? Ito yung next question. Are we able to implement or give that care in an effective manner? Hindi ba may mga times hindi na tayo effective? Okay? We have to tutor our children. We have to do the cooking. We have to, hindi lang yung custodial work eh. We have to be positive and pleasant. Pag nagkakaroon tayo ng meaningful conversation around the table, pag kumakain, are we able to do that? Are we still pleasant? Or grumpy?
Grumpy.
Maaliwalas pa yung, kanina sabi ni Shine nung pagpasok, ngayon nga parang hindi na Shine parang medyo pawis-pawis na a bit kasi inurong ko yung, yung fan baka umingay, no? Sabi ni Shine, ate parang ang fresh mo ngayon na anong ginawa mo? No, a few minutes before that, hindi ako fresh. Kasi eto na naman ako, natataranta, multiple roles as always si Teacher Claude. Feeling ko palagi ako si Wonder Woman, pero hindi pala. Okay? Ito nga, yung dito ko nga talaga na-appreciate yung field ni Shine, yung ginagawa ni Shine na dapat nakaplano, naka-jot down, yung mga sinabi ni Noel kanina, importante yon. May i-share ako sa inyo na part of my thought kung bakit kailangan ng self-care. If some of you attended an event of ours ni Shine several months ago, siguro narinig nyo na to. Isang araw, pumunta ako sa ATM. I had to withdraw money for the first time in many years. Na-blanko ako. Hindi ko alam. Nakalimutan ko yung PIN code. So, una, pindot. Nilagyan. Alam naman natin, pag pangatlo, ilalabas na yon, di ba? Yung card, no? So, I went home, no? Paiksian ko yung kwento. I went home. Nasa tricycle ako, umiiyak ako, Shine. Kasi syempre, hindi ko nakuha yung pera and nagagalit ako sa sarili ko. Yan ang isang magiging epekto eh. We become too hard on ourselves. Galit ako na, ano ka ba? Anong nangyari sa'yo, Claude? Ba't mo nakalimutan? And then, nung kinuwento ko to kay Shine, nakalimutan ko eh. See, I talk about self-care, pero nakalimutan ko. Sabi ni Shine, nako ate, that's you have to look into your mental health and you have to implement self-care. See? Alam mo, Shine, nung sinabi mo yun sa akin, parang napaisip ako, shucks, tinuturo ko ito. How can I forget it? Kaya kailangan din ng support group. Parang it took a sunshine to remind me na, ate, that's already touching on your mental health. Okay? The other day, I was supposed to submit to my professor a recorded talk na parang webinar. Kasi isa sa mga requirements namin. So I have this idea because I'm not techie, hindi ako techie eh. At wala akong laptop, yung daughter ko lang ang meron, tablet ang ginagamit ko. And alam ko na ang maximum recording time sa video ng tablet, 8 minutes. So meron ako siyang brilliant idea na, mag-form ako ng FB group, private FB group, ako lang and my professor. And then I'll go live, siya lang naman makakita nun, nagawa ko na to dati eh. And then automatic, pagkatapos ng talk ko, tatanungin ako ni FB, would you like to save your video? And pag pinrest kong yes, save na yun. Okay na, at least nasabit ko na yung work ko sa kanya. Pagkatapos ng 1 hour talk ko, nabigay ako
Mm-hmm.
Hindi nagtanong ang FB sa akin kung isi-save ko ba. So hinahanap ko, nagpanic na ako. Tinignan ko yung gallery, wala. I give these types of talks, pero ako, I have to admit, ako ang isang taong mabilis magpanic kasi. So wala na, no? So on the verge na naman I was so frustrated. Ang dami kong kailangan gawin. Importante yung requirement na yon, nakasalala yung grade ko doon. Ang feeling ko, nagsayang ako ng 1 oras. Bigay na bigay pa ako. And when I shared this with my daughter, alam mo siya yung sagot niya. Kaya nga nasa mindset talaga natin eh. Sabi ko, Millie, I feel I wasted 1 hour. Sabi niya, kumakain siya. Casually, sabi niya, Mom, hindi naman waste of time yun eh. Think of it as a technical rehearsal. Sa theater yun ang ginagawa namin. And kahit 'di ba sa mga Zoom mo, 'di ba may mga schools na would ask you to practice first kasi dry run? Think of it, paggawa mo nun the second time, ang galing mo na kasi Shine, alam mo, I never thought of it that way. Pero bakit ako naiyak? Kulang sa self-care. Ano na, punong-puno na ako, ganun ako palagi eh. Feeling Wonder Woman. Yung cognitive space ko, punong-puno na. And another time, I woke up, I prepared. Nagbihis na ako, nag-enter ako sa Zoom. Hindi ako makapasok at sabi ko nasaan na sila time na alam nyo at that time I was the storyteller for Sunday school. Prepared na ako. Sabi ko ba't wala pa yung mga ka-team ko for the Sunday school live? Alam nyo bakit wala pa sila at hindi ako makapasok? Because it wasn't a Sunday. It was a Saturday. Tapos, syempre, no? Buti na lang andyan palagi si Shine para mag-advise. Ate, may planner ka ba? Okay, meron. Pero feeling ko ng time na yon nag-topsy-turvy na eh. Nagpatong-patong. Meron. Pero but the thing is, akala ko nga Sunday eh. Advance ako sa oras. So, importante, everyone, importante. Think of it as, kung meron kayong glass ngayon or cup sa tabi ninyo while listening to me and may laman siya, meron kayong ibubuhos, right? Meron kayong maiinom. Ganon din tayo. One favorite saying of mine, you cannot pour from an empty vessel. Wala na eh. How can you be an effective mom? How can you be an effective facilitator? Alimbawa, yung ginagawa ni Shine almost every day, yung facilitator, lecturer, speaker, sa Zoom. How can you be an effective employee? Or an effective caregiver? Ano man yung ginagawa ninyo, we can't be effective anymore. Why? Burnout. Ako, I'm a teacher. There is such a thing as teacher burnout syndrome. Parang machine ka na lang. You wake up, you do the same things day in, day out. We have to recharge. We have to implement self-care. And it may be different with Teacher Claude, sa inyo. Siguro I'll mention lang some things. No? In terms of the physical domain, alam natin, lalo na nung pandemic, lahat tayo, we tried our best to be healthy. Kami din. Guilty ako dyan. Pero nung nagkaroon ng pandemic, lahat ng vitamins nakalista at nasa table yan pagkatapos mag-almusal. Bakit? I cannot afford to get sick. Lalo na sa household namin. My husband is an OFW. Physically, wala siya dito. I'm with 2 kids, no? 2 teenagers, o yung isa hindi na pala teenager. I'm with our household help who's a senior citizen. Sino ang lalabas? Ako. Nung time na kailangan ng may pass, ako yung may quarantine pass. Pagdating dito, magpe-prepare pa ako for my online class. Multiple roles. Hindi ako pwedeng magkasakit. Okay? Totoo pala yun. Akala ko tagline lang dati sa gamot yon na bawal magkasakit. Totoo. Ngayon nakita ko yung realidad. Bawal akong magkasakit. Si kanino sila sasandal pagka nagkasakit ako? So, under the physical domain, I have to be healthy. Ngayon, Shine, parang kagaya din ng sinabi ni Noel, hahanapin mo something that suits you. Okay? May mga mindfulness classes akong na-attend and nagkataon lang na sa ngayon, gusto ko talaga yung ginagawa nila, no? But I cannot do yoga. I would love to. Pero nung sumabay ako, hindi ko nga ma-lift yung bambang ko eh. Hindi ko kasi I'm heavyweight, no? What works well with me, Shine, I play, meron akong playlist na 80s lahat, particular pa sa 80s, no? Light dancing, no? And brisk walking sa bahay, pabalik-balik. So nagawa ko na siya ng ilang days. Since nung nag-start itong year na to. I'm really hoping na magawa ko siya every day, okay? Social domain, you have to have a support group. And we are so blessed that we have TCM, that we have Embrace 2021. Malaking tulong to. Lalo na ngayon na we cannot do it face-to-face, yung ating social domain. Alright? And then, in terms of sensorial, kanina nabanggit ni Noel, gusto niya matagal na time under the shower. Very good yun, Noel, kasi that's sensorial eh. Meron palang ganun, the sensory domain. May isang bagay na hindi natin magawa sa pandemic. Siguro, if a family member will do it, pwede. have a massage with essential oils or rub only. Ako, I do that, no? So makarelate ako kay Val. Pagka masakit talaga ang ulo ko and ang dami kong iniisip sa gabi before I sleep or to put me to sleep, naglalagay ako sa temple ko, ako lang. And then, I really want to smell it. Isa pa yan, Shine. Mahilig ako sa mga pabango. Nitong pandemic, sabi ko, dito sa kabilang mind ko, ba't ka pa maglalagay, Claude, ng pabango? Walang makakaamoy sa'yo. Nasa bahay ka lang. Wrong! Wrong, Shine. Kasi when I smell that favorite scent sa sarili ko, I feel good. And when I feel good, yung behavior ko nagiging maayos, yung outlook ko that day, nawawala yung bugnot ko, nawawala yung sungit ko, and lalo na, Shine, when it brings back good memories. Diba? Kung yun yung favorite ko na pabango since high school, parang maalala mo high school days and all your crushes and ewan ko ba. No, lalo na, I don't know if you can relate. Minsan nahihiya ako, Shine, sa daughter ko or sa mga anak ko. Feeling ko nagki-cringe na sila every time. Sabi ng daughter ko, Mom, it's really good, no, that you are into this Korean thing. Parang hindi ko alam, positive ba yung pagkasabi niya or should I be embarrassed? Kasi naaabutan niya ako ngayon lahat ng nire-research ko ngayon about Park Bogum. May bago naman ako ngayon. Okay, parang they get younger and younger. Okay, he can be my son, yung kanyang edad. But wala lang, natutuwa lang ako, Shine. Parang feeling ko, ang saya-saya ko at masigla ako pag nakikita ko yung kanyang cute na mukha. So, okay, this is the point. Self-care, it can be different. Self-care varies from person to person, but it helps us. It brings out the best in us. And it makes us better people. Ako naniniwala ako sa ganon siya.
Yes.
Gone are the days na ang pag-iisip natin, sinabi to kanina ni Noel, I think, no, yung mga sinauna natin kasi, of course, hindi pa natin alam. Yung, alam mo yun, Shine, yung parang martyr, yung you feel good na, ay, napaka-martyr ko. Talagang, di bali ng pagod ako, basta nakakain on time yung mga anak, nakaganon. Ako, di bali na kahit gutom ako. No, that's wrong. Kasi pag gutom ka, nagiging masungit ka. You get grumpy. And when you are grumpy, that affects your social domain. So masaya ba yung mga tao sa paligid mo dahil you are grumpy? Alam na natin ang susunod na eksena, right? So, and this cuts across domains. So there's emotional domain, there's the spiritual domain, na lahat tayo, we implement this in different forms. Kanina, naalala ko, Shine, parang pinag-usapan yung rewiring of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Alam niyo ang nakakatuwa nito, Science and spirituality jives. Because even in the Bible, it's mentioned there, we have to renew our mind. The renewing of the mind often and every day. So tama talaga. I'm not a doctor, pero importante yon. And that takes care also of our mental health. When we are implementing self-care sa mental domain. If I ask you right now, everyone, have you been reading? Ano kaya yung recent reading material, whether hard copy or ebook? Ano kaya yung mga nabasa ninyo? Because it feeds our mind. It's like food to our physical self.
Yes.
Ako, hindi ko pa natapos na, but I'm beginning to read John Maxwell's Unlimited. It's something about no limits. Parang ganun kay John Maxwell. Quiet.
So
Ayan, sabi ko
some books.
quiet.
Atomic Habits.
Galing, audiobook. Very good, Melanie. Audiobook. See? And ganun yun, whatever we read, whatever we watch, ano yung pinag-uusapan during support group gathering, kagaya nito sa TCM, nakaka-bless. Kasi it makes us mature, it helps us with our spiritual and mental growth. Hindi yung, of course, minsan nakakatuwa din naman. Nakakatuwa, when we talk about kagaya ng ganyan, January 1, I was so happy. Kayo ba happy kayo? Ang ganda ng pasok ng New Year. Umaga pa lang, January 1, I was awakened by a call just to tell me na Miss Claude, it's true. Bini and Sonia June official na. They're dating. Oh my! Napabangon ako kasi nagkatotoo yung parang siniship namin. Nagkatotoo. But minsan kababawan. But you know what? Ano ang effect nun after that? Buong day ko nung January 1, I was so happy. You know, it doesn't have to be, di ba, Shine? I don't know if you agree with me.
Yes,
It doesn't have to
totally.
be deep palagi na parang ito yung reading ko for today, yung ano. That day I was energized.
It was a great way to start the year.
Yeah.
It was great
Yes.
news. Absolutely.
Yes. And so,
Absolutely.
siguro ito yung mga points ko, Shine. Importante yung self-care. Nobody can refute that. Or else, para kang laptop or tablet na hindi mo na ma-on. Okay? Na mag-freeze madalas at maglolobat. And not only that, point number 2, it's not only you that's affected. The people around you, especially the people that you love, the people that you care for, gusto nyo yun, pati sila affected negatively. And take note, ano to parang it creates ripples. Okay, sana kung positive. Pero kung baliktad, paano yun ngayon? And number 3, no two people are alike. So iba-iba tayo ng self-care implementation. Alright? So, I feel Shine yun lang. And then, mamaya naman may question, may Q&A.
Yeah, later we will bring in. But thank you so much, Ate Claude, for such a meaningful topic. No? Kasi lahat naman tayo guilty. Sinabi nyo na, guilty. Diba? Everybody feels guilty. We are so guilty of taking care of everybody else around us except ourselves. No? And I love how you actually brought out that point about wearing perfume. Kasi it'll segue to our next speaker. Back in January, o yan ba yung current cologne mo?
Yeah.
So, nung December, I went ahead and bought gifts. No, I had a chance to escape for about an hour, and I was able to buy gifts for everybody. And I picked up a bottle of perfume for my brother, for my dad, for John, and for myself. No. Pero dito kasi pwede mong isole. Basta may resibo ka, you can return.
Oh.
So what I did was, wait, who's speaking? I can't see myself. Ayun. So what I did was, I looked at the bottle of perfume. So I just left it there with the resibo. And just like what she said, she goes, wala naman akong pupuntahan. So I really don't need another bottle. I have one bottle that's halfway. I'm not going anywhere this year, so I don't need it. So I brought it back. Binalik ko siya kasi sabi ko parang, you know what, there's so many other things. But to her point, why not? Why not use it? Why not put perfume kahit nasa bahay ka? Why not get dressed, right, every day as if pupuntahan ka, put on lipstick, put on blush, whatever it is, because that helps in your overall appearance, number 1, and number 2, in how you feel. So our next speaker for today is a very good friend of mine, si Joanna Gube, from the wonderful shop Hey Joe. And early in the pandemic, parang we had a lot of conversation, no, Joanna and I, na parang, shucks, how do you pivot a business? Especially ako, my business is, crafting, na parang feeling ko hindi naman essential. Joanna, hers is jewelry, right? So it was a lot of how do you position your product in such a way na it's essential. But now that I think about it, it is essential kasi it helps us feel good. It helps you when you look at yourself na maganda ka and you feel put together. Diba? Kahit wala kang pupuntahan, it helps. So I want to introduce all of you, Joanna Gube of Hey Joe. Siya yung lagi kong kinikwento sa inyo.
Oh my God.
Yes, lagi. I always talk about you, Joanna. So I've invited her here today to talk to us, to share with us a little bit about her journey the past year. No, how long has Hey Joe been in the industry?
Okay, first of all, I want to say good morning to all the women here and men as well. I'm nervous actually. I'm not really so used to this kind of mga
Set up.
conference setup. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Good morning. Hi, Shine. Thank you for
Ay,
inviting
so,
me.
sabi ko
Yeah.
nga, so just gonna be like a kwentuhan between the two
Yeah.
of us. And
Okay.
and a very small group of people, 50 people,
Yeah. 50
to hear
people.
your story. So first
Yeah.
of all, how long has Heijo been in the industry?
Okay. So I've been my Heijo, my brand Heijo is already like turning 8 this year.
Wow.
But I started making jewelry since I was in college. So
So,
I just made it formal like 2013. So it's really a passion project at the time because
yeah,
I was in the middle of, career crisis. I was a PR and marketing manager for a fashion and beauty brand. And it was so tiring. It was so tiring because we do a lot of events, we have lots of parties, and every night like that. So, and in love ako with my boyfriend at the time. He's my husband now. So, I feel like the lifestyle with my like past job, the PR and marketing, isn't for me anymore. And also you get tired and yeah, you want to change, like your career. So I started building Heijo, yeah, 2013. Kasi parang feeling ko like dead end na for me the
PR.
usual like 8 to 5 job. And also it's also tiring na pag when you're a creative person and you're stuck in a like routine and also I'm an introvert. So parang ang weird, 'di ba? Parang PR and then parang may gusto kang gawin but you can't because you're so stuck with your like current job. So pero for some reason I can't really like pag nag-a-apply na ako, parang ayoko na. Ganyan. Parang feeling ko may gusto akong gawin. So yeah, so I said I'll start making jewelry again.
So
So
that's when you started going back to
yeah. Yeah.
your passion.
So I think it's more of like a leap of faith. Because syempre at the time, like it's so scary to like um build a business from scratch. So parang wala kang earnings or income.
Yes.
Yeah, na parang monthly. So you don't know, 'di ba? So
Oo.
anyway, so yun. That's how I started my brand. Parang a
And
decision at the moment na I need to change my career.
your career. And so it's been 8 years. Well, prior
Yeah.
to the pandemic, so 7 years of
Yeah.
obviously on Instagram and you having different partnerships. Like I saw you partner
Yeah.
with Bobby Brown,
Yes,
with
Estee Lauder, yeah.
yes, Estee, and also with Aranas, right?
Yes, yes.
Now all of a sudden the pandemic hit. 'Di ba? Parang we
Yeah,
just finished our partnership. We did an event together.
yeah,
And then soon after, nag-lockdown,
yeah.
right? So how
Yeah,
did that
sobra.
impact Hey Joe in the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning, parang it was so, syempre na-shock, like everyone, di ba? Parang it was so, like, I don't know what to do. But prior to the pandemic, we've been like shooting and planning our next collaboration, next collection, and we're supposed to launch a big collab with a like clothing brand. And so I said, paano yan? Like, na-shoot na lahat. And then may production na, everything. And then paano yan? Like, I feel like it's so insensitive to launch, something that's not really essential at the time. But then, 2 weeks later, I feel like everyone was like sad and they don't know what to do. And I said, parang di ba usually like, let's go with the flow. So what I did, I went to the parang different direction. So
Yeah.
I launched that, parang I still followed my calendar.
Okay.
I feel like it's also a trial. Parang, di ba usually when you own a business, you have to like try what works and what, di ba, yung mga hindi nag-work and kung ano yung
Yes.
nag-work. But for me, I said like everyone is like stopping and everyone is like thinking their next move. But since we already planned something, let's still do it. So siguro like we took a break lang 1 week just to know like to launch it in a different syempre with sensitivity pa rin. So we just
Yeah.
changed the like the mood, the parang like how we will launch it. Ganyan. So and then I asked also my friends, syempre parang you want different opinions ganyan. And then I said like but surprisingly during the pandemic since 'di ba parang everyone's like parang syempre like na lockdown ganyan. Parang everyone's shopping
Mm-hmm. Yes.
online.
Yes.
So I said parang I think this is also one way of introducing online shopping to the consumers. So yun, so I said let's just do parang what we needed to do. So we launched the collection and then like people started buying as if there's no pandemic. So I think people are so I interviewed like some of my clients. Of course, that's part of the parang marketing like psycho
Strategy.
yeah. So I said um I'm glad na parang you supported pa rin, that you shop pa rin even if it's pandemic. And then they said like we need something that will make us happy. I know material things and this is not essential, but some people they need like some sort of normalcy and they
Yes.
still want to feel put up together, di ba? Yung parang, and then nauso yung mga Zoom class, like Zoom meeting, Zoom get together. So they want to accessorize. So they'll feel like, okay, parang, parang naka-beautiful pa rin sila, ganyan.
Yeah.
So
Parang
yun.
gimmick
So
pa rin.
I started, pero yeah, we just changed the parang the way we market it, the right we chose the right words na hindi naman syempre like parang insensitive with other people and like of course as a creator like me parang creating pieces parang that's my self-care. Like if I don't create or if I don't work, parang pinapabayaan ko yung sarili ko because that's what I love to do. So I don't think na parang like I have to stop. Kasi me, even if I was bed rested during my pregnancy, even if I was in like delivery room, yeah, I still work and then coordinate. Like I did a lot of interviews and marketing, marketing promotions, and then marami akong collabs. But I think if you love what you do, I think you still have to continue kahit may mga factors around you. You don't have to think kung ano yung sasabihin ng iba or of course we have to be cautious pa rin and careful. But I think when it comes to creativity and creating pieces or creating something that we love, I think that's dapat yun lang yung focus natin. And I think for me, when I started creating, that inspired me. Kasi syempre diba nakakulong tayo sa bahay.
Yes.
So my collection at that time, I launched a collection that is like my parang theme ko with my jewelry is like garden and greens like for mga plants. So I started making stuff na and then also mga sea creatures. Kasi diba, that summer parang we miss going to the beach, we miss going outside. So parang dun ko dinivert my designing. And then people love it kasi parang nakakonect, parang nakarelate sila na parang wow, yeah, we miss going out and by just looking at your creations, parang we feel where we're transported to like the outside world. So there, I think that's what I did during the kasagsagan of lockdown. And then the secondary na yung, of course, when you're selling, parang that's your price, di ba? Of na nabenta mo yung mga ginawa mo.
Yeah.
But the fact na I was able to do something, parang naging outlet ko siya. So parang since wala nang extracurricular activities, di ka na makalabas, di ka na makamit, so mas naging creative ka pa and mas nakapag-isip ka pa ng maraming ideas na like you can put into your work. So I think parang this break helped me to reconnect with with creating. Kasi dati, kasi syempre I have staff with me who works, di ba? for
Yeah.
for Hajo. Parang dati kasi, to be honest, syempre 7 years, parang the past, syempre nagiging busy ka na with other extracurricular activities, ganyan, events, motherhood, ganyan. Parang naging, ano na lang sa'yo, routine na, okay, I have to design this, ganyan, ganyan. Parang nawala na yung heart at some point. So, nung nagka-break, it reconnected me to like designing more, parang mas may meaning.
So mas in touch ka, you became more in touch with your
oo.
brand.
Parang mas mindful ka na. So, yun. So, there. So, yun.
So before we end our short conversation, I want to ask you, what is that one piece of advice you will give to most of the women, most of our participants? Kasi we have two guys, no? But what is it about that you would say? What advice would you give us in terms of dressing up, looking good, even if we are just really at home?
Okay. So, me and my husband, we do a lot of date nights at home. So, yun, we dressed up. Like, for this event, it's like, okay, I'll dress up and put a bit of makeup, diba? Like, I think you can make your own special way of, like, making yourself feel good. Like me, when I visit my garden, diba, parang it gives you a sense of, like, parang happiness. Na parang, kasi diba, you have outlets kasi na kailangan mo rin gawin kasi marami ka nang hindi nagagawa ngayon. So,
Yeah.
I think don't forget about yourself. And parang, like, kung meron man mga, like, this one, like, roadblocks, ganyan, it always comes back to you. Kasi nga, as a mom, and what, like, we have to, like, before we can, like what, they say nga na parang you have to fill your cup first.
Yes.
Before
you
give. And also for the mga entrepreneurs, just be consistent. I think that's the key.
Yes.
Because now, ang daming businesses na lumalabas, especially this pandemic. I think you have to be there. You have to be consistent. Kasi, as in, kahit 1 week ka lang to be honest, lalo na if you're selling through online, if 1 week ka lang mawala, they will forget about you. Someone will replace you. So, you have to be consistent. I think, yun, maraming challenges and maraming, like, yun nga, mga roadblocks and maraming competition. But I think, since you're a creative person, kahit may competition or wala, kahit hindi ka makabenta or meron, gagawa ka pa rin at gagawa ng products mo diba? Kasi in the first place, yung selling naman is just like, yun lang yung plan mo dun sa mga ginagawa mo. Kasi to be honest, maraming pwedeng ibenta. Maraming sellers dyan na they just, they just buy stuff and then, pero once you're a creative ka na person, hindi yan mawawala sa'yo. Like, you will still create and create. Because creativity and that's the best partnership yung business-minded and you're being creative. That's the best partner for business. But if you're just business-minded, okay lang rin. But, as a creative person, at least nandun pa rin yun. Kahit mawala na yung business mo, your sense of creativity and your love for arts and crafts or whatever will still be there. So don't lose that along the way. And I think that will make you fun. And I think everything else will follow.
Nice. Thank you so much for giving into this invitation. I really appreciate it. I know
I hope I shared something that helped everyone because kinakabahan talaga. Hi, Noel.
Yes, Noel.
Yeah, Shine, sorry. Yeah, so probably I wasn't connected with my audio earlier. But I have a question for Joanna.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi, Noel.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's very inspiring, no, yung story nga ni Joanna.
Yeah.
So siguro ako personally, I'm really interested on the human story, lalo na sa entrepreneur, no, who's just starting up. And I think there's a dilemma sometimes, no, for people working in the corporate, na parang hirap talaga minsan to really parang jump off the cliff kasi the corporate world had given you a comfort somehow na parang may sweldo lang parate, ganyan. Pero there would be times talaga na parang, yeah, you cannot deny na hindi ka na nga nagiging happy minsan because it's a rigid environment. It's very competitive as well. So, siguro yung tanong ko lang is, how were you able to parang parang um, parang put yourself in a position na parang you told yourself na ready ka na to really quit corporate but not really quitting irresponsibly na baka kasi may mortgage pa or you have to pay for the rent and all of that. Like, how do you balance that and what would you parang give payo, no, sa mga gusto sanang mag-quit ng corporate pero parang hindi din kasi natatakot. Oh my God, paano na ba? Paano
Alam
yung mortgage?
mo, like, thanks for that question, Noel. Alam mo, nung nag-work ako, rumaraket ako, nagbebenta-benta ako sa office.
Okay.
So, that's how I started, like, parang extra money at the time to buy materials. And then, yun, so parang kahit na nag-work pa ako, meron na akong plano, parang 6 months prior to my resignation, parang pinaghahandaan ko na.
Okay.
Na I need,
that's good.
Oo, parang I'm saving na my salary, but at the same time, I'm parang nagta-trial na ako magbenta ulit ng jewelry, like online. At that time, parang uso yung, ano ba yung uso? Like, the Tumblr and Multiply. Tumblr, ganyan. Tapos I just sell online. So, and then, tapos parang, I prepared na parang, kasi diba they say na you have to save 6 months of your parang expenses para safe ka pag nawala yung work mo or gusto mo na mag-resign. So I think parang since alam ko na, I was renting in Salcedo at the time in Makati. It's like business district, so yung rent mahal din. So syempre nagtitipid rin ako with my expenses. But since I know na may like yung estimate ng monthly expenses ko, including the rent, ganyan. So during the time na I decided, ayoko na talaga magtrabaho, initiis ko talaga na in 6 months, sige, tatapusin ko na yung work ko. But at the same time, I'm gonna make sure may itatabi ako. Para when I resign, at least I'm confident na I have, meron pa akong, kumbaga, pondo.
Yeah.
So yun, tsaka syempre pag alam mo na malapit na maubos yung pondo na yun, parang yun na, mas marami ako nakakabenta ako lalo. I think
kasi may push.
Alam na God will provide talaga. Like, minsan nasusurprise ako na parang bakit wala? Kaya nga sinasabi ko talaga, grabe, leap of faith. Kasi nga, di ba, like, alam talaga kung ano yung needs mo eh. Tapos, alam nyo, parang at the time, when I was starting, 2012, dati kasi hindi pa uso yung mga, hindi pa uso dati yung Instagram. So, talagang 2013, meron akong Instagram. So, I sell there. Hindi pa jewelry kasi kailangan ko rin magbenta ng something na hindi ko ginagawa. Kasi kung ginagawa ko pa, ang bagal, di ba? So, what I do, nag-buy and sell ako ng mga clothes from ukay-ukay. So, I curate it.
Yeah.
Tapos I sell it. So, yun yung parang extra income ko aside from while I'm creating jewelry. So, minsan talaga pag matindi yung need mo, makakaisip ka talaga ng ways to cover up yung magiging yung expenses mo. Yeah.
May question si Paula for you.
Hi,
sabi
Paula.
niya, I asked you, Paula, I asked you na this before, pero for the others, since madami ng sellers available, how will you set yourself apart sa iba?
I think what will set you apart from others is to be honest, I keep on saying this to all of the parang mga nag-aas sa akin. Branding is like very important. Like
Yes.
packaging is very important. Hence my collaboration with Paula. I work with her. Yeah, I think branding is very important, and I think knowing your market, your market, will really set you apart. Like because may mga market talaga na you have to please, even if like the simple ways on how you will sell your piece, it parang kailangan first impression last.
Yeah.
So I think you have to make something na, I think lahat naman ng mga products, basta gawa mo, it's unique because gawa mo yun. But I think the way you will market it, your branding, how you sell it, ganyan, parang maraming, mas dun ka mag-iiba. Yung parang, like how you will respond to them, your customer service, ganyan. Kasi marami ngayon parang, marami na ngayon nagbibenta, di ba? So I think pare-pareho lang, ganyan. But you know, if you make your branding like you have to have a signature look, signature brand, so they will identify you. Yan yung brand na yun.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to have a nice branding. Yeah, and it's a whole different concept. Yeah. And I think
may follow-up question daw si Noel, ha? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think since diba, we're in one, like for example, this group, I think collaboration that helped my brand really. I don't have a marketing firm na hinahire or a PR agency that helps me do my parang mga promotions and stuff. But I think collaboration with brands that you think na bagay sa brand nyo will help you also without spending, like you will spend, but at the same time, nagtutulungan kayo to like put your brand up. Yan.
Yeah. And I learned that from you. Go ahead, Noel. What's your follow-up question?
Yeah, so yung follow-through question ko would be, with your 7 years na full-time entrepreneur, Joanna, was there ever a time that you thought na, oh my God, I'll quit and I'll just go back to the corporate world again? Like, how was the journey with that 7 years?
Ako, hindi naman to be honest, ayoko na bumalik sa corporate world. Yun talaga yung way ko. Gagawin ko lahat, kahit ano ibibenta ko, wag lang ako babalik sa corporate world. Like, kasi like the industry that I was in, it was very tiring. So, lalo na when I became a mother, syempre mas lalong ayaw mo na mag-work 8 to 5 or work corporate. But sometimes I still wonder if, like now, kung okay kung kaya ko ba. But I think pero ngayon talaga hindi ko na kaya. Hindi ko na kayang bumalik.
Same time.
I want to quit sometimes kasi syempre diba, ang hirap din naman yung startup businesses. Tapos syempre, minsan nakaka-discourage pa yung mga big brands. Alam mo yun, tapos minsan syempre, alam mo yun, parang, but I think parang dahil nga meron kang goal na hindi ka nababalik sa corporate world, you just keep on going.
Yeah.
Yun.
Thank you so much. So thank you for the questions, no. So we do have, because Nadine has a class at 1:00. So I am going to wrap this up really quickly for everybody, no. But thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Noel. Thanks, Claude, for sharing what you did today. I really, really appreciate it. But here's my bit, and here's one of I just want to share something from my heart, no, as to why I created this. Annie is not here today, but she and I were talking, and initially I said, yeah, Annie, let's just have parang a small group, maybe 20 people. Lo and behold, natapos tayo sa 63, parang ganyan yung number natin, no? So a big thank you to all of you who trusted in me, in TCM, in our design team, for supporting us. No, but I don't know if you've seen this meme that's been going around that says, "Let's go into 2021 as quietly as we can. No one embrace it, no one touch." Nakita nyo ba yon? Yung no one touch it, no one do anything kasi parang we don't want to jinx 2021. So nobody breathe, nobody blink, nobody move, nobody touch anything kasi baka may sumabog na naman or may malaglag na naman from the sky, something, no? But just don't move. I won't lie to you guys. When the pandemic happened, March, I think, was it March 15? I can't remember when they announced it. But just like my cousin, I welcomed it with, paano ba? I welcomed it with open arms because I looked at it na parang, oh shucks, I get a 2-week break. Yay, 15 days na lockdown, so walang aalis. I don't have to wake up early in the morning. I don't have to, bathe anybody. I can just lay in bed and enjoy 15 days of relax, of downtime. So, like everybody else, na-curious ako dun sa Cloy. Ano ba yan? Cloy na yan. So, fine, I got on the bandwagon and totoo, no? Before you know it, kasi you have to really be like this when you're watching, di ba? Parang you have to read the subtitles, you have to read, you have to kind of pay attention na kahit na maintindihan mo na yung cray or ano ba yung mga words nila, may mga words ka nang mapipick up na, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. It's not enough, di ba? You have to watch. So, I won't lie, I fell into the trap of Chloe and then pretty much into another Korean telenovela. No, but I didn't realize that this 2-week break was not just a break. It was a change. It was a reset for all of us, no? And I kept my spirits positive for 3 reasons. Number 1, people were watching how I was gonna react. Not because I'm a public figure, but because I knew people around me were also looking at how I was going to react. Magpapanik ba ako? Magpa-freak out ba ako? Or, relax ka lang. Number 2, people were counting on me. I have staff that I have to pay. Mga pasweldo, obviously, yung expenses sa bahay. And the third reason, I didn't know how to react. Kasi, siguro like all of you, this is the first time I've experienced a pandemic. So hindi ko alam kung ano ba yung tamang reaction. But deep down, I was asking God, Lord, paano to? So like, paano yung work ko? Same like Joanna, parang I looked at TCM as, oh my gosh, parang essential ba to? Same kami ni Joanna ng conversation na I don't wanna sell kasi parang it's so insensitive. So I let it go. But deep down, I was already kind of, asking God, Lord, paano? Kasi we're gonna go back to Toronto. Parang, technically both unemployed, wala kaming stable jobs, right? But, God was always saying to me na parang, I took you to Manila. Totally, you didn't know what was gonna happen. And I will take care of you. So just kind of relax, no? So I had to sort of revisit my goals in the middle of the year. And I realized that they had to change. Together with my vision for my company, I had to change my goals because this time it wasn't just about me. It was about Gabby and Michaela. It was about John. It was about my staff, sina Ate Naisi, Ate Norly, and Ina. And my design team, si Annie, si Mitch, si Veve, si Richard, no? And si Iris, si Alma. I needed to change quickly. And of course, you guys, the community, right? I needed to respond quickly and in the right manner because if not all of you, most of you relied on TCM and what we do in order to get you through the craziness, okay? So how did I reset my goals and my targets? I looked at what was in front of me. I looked at where I was and where I wanted to go and see if it was still feasible. I had to revisit and I had to think about it a lot, countless conversations with Noel. But here was one thing that I did. I accepted that this change was here to stay, okay? And it was gonna be part of my life no matter what. So I had to start with my mindset. And I just have 10 things, super fast lang, 10 things that I want to share with you on how to prepare your mind in case another pandemic hits us. Okay. Number one, accept that change is the only constant in our lives. Once you accept this and fully understand that you cannot control change, you will find that you've already reduced your stress level by at least 50%. Number two, just know that it is worth it all. Whatever hardship it is that you have to go through, whatever the situation that you are faced with, and whatever the outcome is, the fact that you give it your 101%, it's worth it. Okay? Next, nothing worth it comes easy. Lahat may tears, lahat may mahirap na part, pero lahat ng paghihirapan mo, worth it. All the sleepless nights, all the thankless moments, all of these will lead up to creating a new you, a better you. So kahit mahirap, do it. Number 4, never quit. San dyan yung gusto mag-quit sa trabaho? Never quit, especially when it's concerning your dreams. Never ever quit. Always find a way to maneuver, to find an alternate route. Because remember, the universe falls in love with a stubborn soul. Number 5, there is no perfect balance. Some days you will have to give more than others, and some days you will have to take a bit more for yourself, and that's totally okay. I learned that this is perfectly okay. If you are able to give more, then it just means that you have been blessed more. If you have to be if you have to take more, then be grateful that someone was kind to you. Number 6, there is one event that will alter your DNA. If it hasn't happened, it will happen. But there is one moment in this lifetime that will change the way you see things forever. And don't anticipate this in fear, but be excited about that moment and be ready for it. It could be that moment that you will be able to check off that greatest goal on your list, or that moment that you will come into that relationship that you've been dreaming of for a long, long time. Number 7, things do not happen to you, they happen for you. You are not malas, wala kang balat sa puwet. Things happen to you so that you can have a chance to be a better wife, a better mom, a better business owner, a better leader. Take that opportunity and change your mindset. Open your eyes a bit wider and expand your heart. Instead of asking God, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this situation and how can I grow? Number 8, learn to see adversity as an opportunity to grow. Instead of seeing it as a stumbling block, learn to see it as a stepping stone towards your goals. Okay, so step back, look at your situation, and analyze the actions that you need to take in order to overcome this challenge. And if you fail, go back to number 4, never ever quit. Number 9, know that in doing all of this is the one that really hits close to my heart. Know that in doing all of this, you will have one chance to change and impact someone's life. I learned that in whatever we do, someone is always looking up to us. Maybe in a small way or in a great way, but someone is looking at you. Either way, what you do, how you react, how you show kindness is going to change at least one person's life. And that in itself is a great thing. Imagine if you can impact 5 people in 2021, and in turn those 5 people turn around and impact another 5 people's lives. Can you imagine how great our new world would be? And lastly, be thankful. Every day, find 10 things to be thankful for. And it's not that hard to find those things. They are just right under your nose. There was an exercise that I had my mentees, Iris, Paula, Valerie, Shea, Pia. I had them do this activity for 5 days straight. 5 days. Choose 3 people that you want to thank every day, either by text or by email. And tell them in detail why you are thanking them, what you're thanking them for. And I want you guys to keep track of this and tell me how that outcome, that 5-day experiment changes your life. So one thing that I've learned in the 5 years, okay, is that my challenges can either be an excuse or a reason to be better, a reason to push harder, a reason to dream bigger. We all have a purpose on this earth, okay? It will be different from the other person next to you, but as long as you are willing to dig deep within your heart, work harder than you have ever dared to work, dream so big that kinikilig ka kasi kanina I put that it scares you, no more na. So dream so big that you get so excited, then you are going to go places. I started with a little over 20 items in my little corner back in 2017. I was gonna show a photo, but it's okay. I'm sure most of you saw that photo, and it just said that my dream is to have a Michael store inside my house. That was the caption of the photo. This was after a few months lang na John asked for a separation. I was so lost. I was so devastated. But I just knew that I had to pick myself up quickly because I had 2 kids looking up at me. But I put it out there and I just said, you know what? I just want to have a store. That was my dream. Alma knows this. We were gonna take over the parang GNC in Shangri-La Mall, no? So I put it out there, and as crazy as going live, selling live was to me, I tried it. I fumbled and I made mistakes. I didn't know what I was doing, but little by little, I found what worked for me and what worked for my viewers. But can you imagine if I had kept my eyes on my problem, my separation or divorce? I would have never been able to move. If I had used all my energy to just figure out what went wrong, right? Wala, sayang, walang mangyayari sa aming tatlo ni Gabby and ni Michaela. Please don't get me wrong. I cried buckets of tears. You guys, I mean, I think most of you know that Iris is not, she's one that's privy to all, that I went through. My cousin and Noel, most especially. I cried, and I cried. I tried to figure it out, but I knew that I had to get up and figure it out as I went along. And the same goes for each of you, for each of us. This is all new to us, this whole, online classes, online everything, virtual crafting event, it's all new. Pero every day, there's a chance for us to be better, okay? Change is constant. But imagine if your mind was set to accept change and sway to the beat that it is drumming. Can you imagine the time that you save, how you can use it to do other things that will impact your goals? So before I end this, I have 8 minutes to go. I want to tell you a few things. Number 1, you are enough. Number 2, you are capable. Number 3, you are precious. And number 4, you are God's masterpiece. And if you feel at any point that you cannot believe in yourself, it's okay because I believe in you. And I believe in what you can do. And I cannot wait to see you embrace 2021 and see what it can do for you. Thank you so much, everybody, for making this week so amazing for me. But most importantly, thank you so much for making TCM such an amazing company. And we won't be here if not for all of you. So to those who spent, an hour every day being with us and crafting with us, thank you so, so much. Thank you for impacting my life in such a great way. Thanks, Claude, for being here today. To Joanna, who just, was so scared to do it. Thank you so much. And to my best friend, Noel, thanks for being here and for just always pushing me to be better. Of course, to John, who's like in the room already, for letting me be parang so crazy this past week. Thank you. Thank you, Nadine, for hosting the Zoom. Most importantly, to my team, Richard, Veve, Mitch, Iris, and Annie. She's not here today. She had to take her dad to the hospital. Thank you so much to everybody. I love you guys, and I'm so glad that we got to do this together. Let's take one group photo before I let you guys go, before we start crying here. Okay, are we ready? I love you guys. Open camera, everybody. I want to see. Open camera. I'll just take one photo. Wait, how do I make it big? Is there a way to make it big? Here we go. Yan. Okay. Wait lang. How do I remove that escape? Okay, ready? Smile. 1, 2. Okay, and I'm gonna move to the other page. Okay, wait lang. Ayan. Open camera, everybody. Ready? 1, 2. Ayan. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you soon. I still have the raffle that we need to give away, but because we lack time, I will go live in our other group and I'll do the raffle draw there. Okay, have a great weekend, everybody. Love you.
Love you, Shine.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thanks so
everyone.
much.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you.